All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great example to us younger brothers. And peace and blessing, salutation to the hopeful lake out there pushing his word and truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful lake, the believers, the listeners that have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. And what I want to go into today, is how Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, all right, is getting ready to purge, is purging, all right, the elect men and women, all right, for the kingdom. We have to understand that we're in the purge process for the kingdom. Now, you're going to have a spiritual purge, and you're going to have, a physical purge. All right, and that spiritual purge, is working on the elect. All right, the individual, purging unwanted qualities out of us, man, that we have, obtained, within this system, within Babylon. Because when you go to, all right, when you go to Isaiah. Let's get Isaiah, the first chapter, dealing with the men, all right? Because as a nation, all right, the men and women have fell a long way, all right, beginning with the men. And that's why the Lord, started working on his men first, building up the leadership of the nation. And now what you see, is even women, are falling in line under those men, and it's a beautiful thing. Like what's happening, is a very, beautiful thing, to see amongst our nation. Hey, their body has resurrected, man. Now when you go to the book of Isaiah chapter 1, all right, verse 25, and it says, and I will turn my hand upon thee. And we know that hand, all right, is Yahweh Shai. You see, because the spirit of Yahweh Shai, is in the earth. And see what it's doing is purging, all right, unwanted qualities out of the elect. Like Yahweh Shai, I'm gonna read it, I'm gonna read all of it and expound on it. Isaiah 1:25, and I will turn my hand upon thee and purely purge away thy dross and take away all thy tin. Yeah, because remember, Yahweh Shai, the scripture talk about how he will baptize us in fire, and that fire, goes into what? Afflictions. All right, remember the scripture said he chose us out of the furnace of affliction. You see? And why are we going through the affliction? To be purged. You see, to remove those unwanted qualities, man, because we all came up in a way that was contrary and that wasn't pleasing to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. And we picked up qualities within this captivity that has to be purged out of us, man. All right, that simp nature that we had, man, or that emotional nature that we had as men. You see that that vain mindset, chasing money, random women, and you see wanting clout and status in this society, worry about individual success. You see, all those things had to be purged out of us, man. Couldn't take correction, had the ego. See, all those things gotta be purged. And each brother is different. They had different, traits within them. All right, more than other brothers. But at the end of the day, it all has to be purged out of us, man. And that's what the spirit of Yahweh Shai is doing. Yahweh Shai is taking us through these trials and that affliction to purge unwanted things out of us, man. There's certain things that we have to sacrifice, certain things that we're deprived of, that if we was in the world, we would have access to it, but we don't because, we've sacrificed it, to obtain Yahweh Shai, to understand the Yahweh Shai, to do what, man? Teach, all right, the nation, And then you go verse 26. It says, and I will restore, you see? So we've been purged, taken out unwanted qualities, but then he's going to add quality that he wants. The scripture says, remember yourself some men. You see? So he's going to take away particular things that are unwanted, but he's going to add things that are wanted. The mindset of a leader, to be nation-minded, to have self-discipline, self-control, you see, to really, learn judgment, to despise this place, all right, not having to respect the persons, he took away things that he didn't want to add things that he did want, all right, and it says, verse 26, it says, and I will restore thy judges as at the first, and thy counselors, all right, thy counselors at the beginning, and it says, afterward, thou shalt be called the city, all right, of righteousness, the faithful city. Yeah. So the Most High is purging, his men, getting unwanted qualities and restoring them to their mindset of a judge, because we lost that within this captivity. You see, we lost that spirit, to be a judge, within this captivity. You see, but now that's coming back. And that's why, we judge according to what? The standard of the scriptures, man. And he's doing the same thing, even with the women amongst, the women amongst the elect. You see? Because there are elect women, all right, within the ministry, and it's very few, but they're out there, man. As far as over here in America. Now, when you get on Isaiah 4:4, all right, it says, when the Lord shall have washed away the filth of the daughter of Zion. You see? And that's what the Lord is in the process of doing, beginning with the elect. You see? Because the scripture talk about how can a young man cleanse his way by taking heed to the word thereof. You see, obedience to the scriptures washes away filth. The filth that's on us, of this world, the word, obedience to this word, faith, it washes away that filth, man or woman. You see? So that the women, that have begun, to be obedient, there's a filth of this world that's being washed from, man. So the Lord is what, man? He's purging, all right, his nation. All right, he's purging the elect, because the elect is a nation, all right, within itself. You see? Now, reading it again, it says, when the Lord shall have washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion, and shall have purged the blood of Jerusalem, all right, from the midst thereof by the spirit of judgment and by the spirit of burning. You see? Hey, because either you're going to take heed to this word, because when the scriptures come out, that's the judgment of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. When this word goes forth, that's the judgment of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. That's why we're judging according to his word, and the women that take heed, to this word, all right, like I say, they begin to get that filth purged off of them, man. And those, the women that don't, hey, that burning coming, that destruction, all right, and you'll be cleansed that way, and you'll be brought back in the kingdom, and your filth will be cleansed that way. But either way, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, is going to cleanse the filth of the daughters of Zion, man. And when you think like a judge, like an immortal judge, you understand that the best thing for majority of the women over here in America, man, the Israelite women in America, is to be put down, so they can come back right. Because, like I've been saying, majority of Eve too far gone, man. She too far out of there, There's nothing that can be done, man. She needs to be put down and brought back in the righteous, all right, society, man. All right, in the righteous kingdom, So you women that are sacrificing on behalf of being obedient to the scriptures, the things that you go through, the things that you sacrifice, it's all a purging process, man. The things that you're deprived of, that you could easily have, if you was in the world, you're being deprived of that. Why? Because the Lord is purging, something unwanted within you, man. Because you have to learn discipline too. You have to learn order. You have to learn humility. You see, you have to really truly understand, your role, as a woman. You see, and the Most High is purging away unwanted qualities within the women and adding wanted qualities, man. that will make them beneficial to the men that he's purging. You see, so it all worked together, because the kingdom, all right, we will all enjoy the kingdom, man. All right, the Israelite man and woman, we will all enjoy the fruits, all right, of a righteous kingdom, you know, in the time to come, you know, and it's gonna be within order, all right, because even when I get this, yep, this is Zechariah 9:17. It says, "For how great is his goodness, and how great is beauty." It says, corn shall make the young men cheerful, and new wine the maids. You see that? That corn and wine. And what would Jacob promise? You know, that corn and wine was going into substance, you know, but ultimately what? The kingdom. So showing you that what? He said corn shall make the young man, you know, glad, you know, and wine the new maids, the women. Yeah, so it's just going into men and women will enjoy the kingdom of heaven. See, that's another thing, you know, before I close out. The serpent lied, man. The serpent made it seem like the woman was oppressed and, you know, that there was a better way, alternative way. That nigga lied. And we can see by the results of the day. See, we're seeing the fruits of what the serpent, you know, told Eve. You know, that bullshit he told Eve, man. You see? Now we see, all right, this nigga straight up lied, man. This nigga brought a nightmare to Eve, man. You know? And you look at the mindset of the men and women by listening to their way, all right, of our nation, they destroyed, man. They through. You see? But we all gonna enjoy the kingdom, man. That promise, that blessing, man. It's gonna be within order. You see? So, you know, hey, everybody just keep fighting, man. You know, men and women, just, hey, you brothers, you know, hey, go through it. You know, I hate this shit, you know, but it's part of that cup that we gotta drink, you know, and becoming judges and rulers of the world to come. All right, you sisters, you stay obedient. All right, continue to fight. You know, continue to conform, you know, into something righteous, man. Have an end goal in mind, because just as the men, all right, is being, you know, molded to be something great. All right, the women, all right, are being molded to enjoy their greatness under those men, man. You know, so that's the point. I hope you brothers and sisters edified. Till the next time, I say shalom.